Hi. Tuesday, so I skipped Monday, but I did decide to do a little vlog this week. Um, I'm kind of falling into a routine of every other week because I've also got book videos that I put on my channel. So trying to alternate with those. Um, Having a good week so far. It's a very busy week. I've got something scheduled almost every single day, which is very unusual for me, and can sometimes mean trouble, but I've been doing pretty well. I had a good weekend. Um, you can see we took a little weekend vacation, a little getaway, about an hour from home. We had a wonderful little rental cottage right on the water on the eastern shore of Maryland. And you can see some videos and photos from that if you look at my Friday Reads video from March 17th. And toward the end of that, there's some clips from the vacation. It was wonderful, very much needed, and long overdue. The other thing going on this week so far, like I said, I've got like an appointment almost every day except today. Yesterday, I finally got to see a local doctor who is an osteopathic manipulator. It's known as OM for short. If you're not familiar with OM and you have any kind of pain issues, it's really something you should try. You might be more familiar with chiropractic. And if you've ever been to a chiropractor, I tried once, you know that what they do feels very violent. It's big movements with your joints. I mean, the one time I went, I thought the guy was going to rip my head off. It's a little, it's a little unnerving. OM is like just the opposite. So it's right in the name, osteo. They're dealing with bones and joints, and they're making tiny little adjustments that you really can't even feel while they're doing it, that are trying to kind of realign your joints, make sure that everything is moving smoothly. So I had seen him once before in 2019. My son sees him. I am trying to get him to go back. He's sort of anti-medicine right now, but he's hypermobile all over, and he runs into a lot of issues because of that. And an OM is perfect for someone who's hypermobile or has EDS, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. But in my case, I hadn't been in years because I just went for back pain. And then it cleared up for a long time. And over the last year, like I remember in June, driving out to Oklahoma for my father-in-law's funeral. I was having trouble with my back then, but it was kind of on and off at that point. And then the last 6 months, it's been almost constant. And it's not my whole back. It's one very localized spot on my lower right back that was incredibly tender to the touch and was causing me a lot of pain. Everything hurt. It hurt to sit. It hurt to move. I could like just make some random small movement and suddenly it would spasm and I couldn't move. It's been really bad. So I actually made this appointment way back in January. I knew I needed to see him. Unfortunately, he's one of the only OMs we have in our area, and he is getting closer to retirement and cutting back his hours. So I finally got in now in mid-March. I was lying down. He just put like 2 fingers under my upper thigh, and with the other hand under my low back, but not on the tender spot. And within moments, he said, "Oh, It's your sacroiliac. Now, I've had problems with my SI joint before, but it was like 30 years ago when I was in my 20s. And it never occurred to me that this was the same kind of pain, but it is. So, and I kind of knew that this was a joint problem by now because I go to massage therapy every 3 to 4 weeks. I've got a couple of trigger points in my shoulders and upper back. Massage therapy really helps in a preventative way to keep everything loose so I don't end up back in PT again. And, but I knew that with this tender spot on my low back, if the massage therapist even got close to it, I ended up worse, with worse pain lasting for days. So I kind of knew it wasn't a muscle or tendon issue, that it was probably a joint issue. So anyway, within moments, he figured out what it was. It's very calming and peaceful. I just laid there with my eyes closed while he did these tiny adjustments. Like I said, you can't even feel it while it's going on. But over the course of the half hour, what I could feel was that that pain in my low back was gradually going away. And, afterwards he told me I was really tight from like my upper rib cage all the way down through that hip and all the way down my leg, just on that side where the pain was. So he just made these tiny little adjustments, barely noticeable at the time, but the effects are amazing. I walked out of there pain-free for the first time in 6 months. And he told me it might be a little sore for a few days, and I am a little bit sore today. Got my heating pad. But I know by the way I felt afterwards that that was exactly what I needed. So definitely look into osteopathic manipulation if you have any kind of pain issues. It's a very gentle, calming even, and very effective. So that was yesterday. Today, Tuesday, is the only day all week I don't have anything outside of the house scheduled, so I'm hunkering down. It's sunny out. Let me see if you can see that. It's sunny out, partly sunny anyway, but very, very windy. I can hear the wind just howling next to me through the window. My husband went out to get groceries, so I am just enjoying the quiet. I've got some work to do. I've got the last of my summaries for Open Medicine Foundation. I've been doing research. I've been doing freelance work for them, summarizing their research projects down to just a couple of paragraphs that anyone can understand. So I've got the last one of those. I need to finish one last proofread and edit, and then send that in, and then get started on some other work this week as well. Today, it's a very busy week with a lot of appointments. I just came from my primary care doctor. I had to wait an hour, so that was kind of wore me out. But she is great. I was so lucky to find her a year after I got sick. She was the first person who accurately diagnosed me, and she's wonderful. So we're working on getting my thyroid adjusted correctly. It's still a little bit low, though better than it was. So we're going up a tiny bit on one of my thyroid meds and hoping that does the trick. But she and I also had a great talk about a bunch of other things, related and non-related. It all fits together. So very lucky to have her. And looking forward to the little bump in dosage to see if hopefully that, I'm doing a lot better than I was. Certainly way better than last fall. But, I'm hoping this extra little bit will get my thyroid back to a more normal state so that I can get to what I consider my baseline. I haven't been there in a long time, but it's kind of the best that I've been with ME/CFS. So hopefully headed back that way. Gonna make a quick stop at the natural food store, which is right across the street from her office. Just grab a couple of things and then meet my husband for a short walk. That's one of the things that's better. I am definitely managing and tolerating a little more walking, so very happy about that. I even did 10 minutes with weights yesterday, all sitting or kneeling or lying down, just upper body, but tiny baby steps, trying to get back into it. And then it's lunchtime. It's actually lunchtime now, but like I said, I had to wait an hour at her office, so gonna try to get back on track here. Thursday afternoon, just got up from my nap and taking my usual slow walk around the cul-de-sac. It's a beautiful day today, bright sunshine and 60 degrees. But even when it's cold and rainy, I still try to get outside after my nap, even if it's just for a few minutes. Just being exposed to the daylight helps tell my body it's time to wake up again and be more alert. It really helps. If you nap or rest during the day, give it a try. Even if it's just, exposure from a window, it really does help. I would love to go sit out on the deck on this lovely afternoon, but we have a support group meeting in a few minutes. I started this local support group about 11 years ago, I think, and it started with just 5 of us moms who all had sick kids. It's grown to about 45 families, individuals and families in our area, with ME/CFS, EDS, POTS, Lyme. Now we've got some folks with long COVID, and unfortunately we can't meet in person anymore since the pandemic, so we're doing a Zoom meeting. I try to schedule these at least once a quarter, and it's just really great to have a chance to catch up with other people going through the same stuff and to talk. We always end up getting great tips on treatments and local doctors and things like that. So very helpful. So I'm going to go inside and get ready for that. Happy St. Patrick's Day! My week of non-stop appointments is just about wrapped up. I just came from the hairdressers, and it has been a very long, rushing around kind of week. I've had something scheduled every day. The support group meeting yesterday afternoon went really well, as it always does. We had, 9 of us, I think. And as always, just had a great conversation. Some of us are longtime friends by this point. Others are new to the group. We had one new person yesterday. Well, I think 2 that were new to coming to one of the meetings. And just went really well. We caught up. Everybody, talked about how they've been doing and what they've been dealing with, any new treatments they've tried. So, there's always a lot of excited exchange of information about treatments, because it's a local group, about doctors, about school, anything that anyone's dealing with. So we were on Zoom for about 90 minutes. It was a really great meeting and nice to see everyone again, at least virtually. And like I said, just came from the hair salon, and now I'm just gonna take a little walk. I'm back here on the walking trail I like. This is the paved trail. I stick to the relatively flat parts, and it's a beautiful day. It's supposed to be 60. So just gonna enjoy a little decompression, outdoor time, a little dose of nature. I love this spot. I'm up on the bridge and I just love the sound of the water. It is just so calming and peaceful. Turn your volume up and listen to that for a minute. I noticed this trail down here by the water, so I came off of the paved path for a minute. I love being near the water. In case you haven't heard that before. It is just so beautiful back here. This is really just what I needed to kind of de-stress. All my appointments are finished now. One more stop today to the drugstore to pick up my new thyroid medication. Not a new medication, but a new dose. And I am very much hoping that that is going to help me improve a little bit more, get back to what I consider my baseline, where I'm doing the best. So excited to start that tomorrow morning. I'll stop on the drugstore when I leave here, get more needles for my B12 shots as well, and then this evening for St. Patrick's Day, our closest friends are coming over for dinner. I'm gonna do the traditional corned beef and cabbage. Big meal we make all in one pot with corned beef, carrots, potatoes, turnips, onion, and cabbage. And we've got some Irish soda bread for a treat. And very much looking forward to that and seeing our friends. This is a nice spot where you can see things beginning to green up. And I just wanted to also listen for a minute to all the bird song. Hello, it is Sunday and listen. Right, you don't hear anything. I am alone in the house on a weekend. Woo! My crazy husband and son went out golfing, even though it's like 40 degrees and windy. So I am on my own, and I just really crave quiet solitude these days, and it's very rare, so I enjoy it when it happens. As you can see, we've still got some St. Patrick's Day decorations up. I was just getting ready to take those down. As always, we are all about celebrating the small stuff. We had the big corned beef dinner for St. Patrick's Day, and this morning we had used the leftovers for corned beef hash with eggs, which was delicious. And now I'm just gonna spend a little quiet time to myself. I somehow threw out my knee this morning just from doing the same stretches that I've done every morning for 5 years. Really sucks to get old. So I've got an ice pack for my knee, heating pad for my back, and a nice hot cup of herbal tea. So I'm just going to relax and enjoy the quiet. thought I would just give you a quick view of some signs of spring in our yard. We did a little bit of cleanup yesterday. This is our forsythia bush, which I love because it just looks so bright and cheery in spring. As you can see, it is just starting to bud out, and in another week it'll just be brilliant yellow. Unfortunately, we had big windstorms last week, and we came out here yesterday to find that 2 big chunks of it had fallen down in the wind. So my husband cleaned some of that up yesterday. Need to do a little more cleanup back here, but luckily there's still some more left. There's the front view. And this garden I cleaned up a little bit yesterday, so it's ready for all the spring growth. It's very cold out today, so our crocuses and snowdrops are kind of closed up. But I noticed yesterday we've got the daffodils are just about to bud, at least some of them are. So looking forward to that this week too.